Of course, the stupid storyboard segment popped off and not the original video that was a theory video that explained some of my thought process behind it, so now I have to make a part 2 storyboard, but now I have to actually think through the ramifications of my actions. Pomni death. How do I think that would have happened? A quote-unquote Pomni death. I don't know. I didn't really want to think too deeply about how a quote-unquote Pomni death would be. And quite frankly, I don't actually think Pomni would come back right away. I saw a different comment that said kind of around the part where it's like a zoomed out shot of we see Jax crying and then the cast members kind of reacting to that. During that point, it cuts and we see Pomni in a different section wherever she is, probably in the void if I had to take a guess. Honestly, Pomni being in the void. Okay, no, Pomni being in the void. Okay, so I had a theory. Okay, yeah, there's gonna be a hefty amount of rambles. I apologize. I'll have timestamps in the description because I know you all are here for the storyboard segment and don't care. But I had a theory, I had a thought one day that episode 9 is somewhat going to parallel the pilot. And I say that because we see that Zool and Pomni and Ragatha are together, leaving Kinger, Jax, and Gangle together, like in the pilot. It looks like Pomni's looking through doors and is split off from the cast, like in the pilot. Pomni reaches out a hand to Ragatha, like in the pilot. We're getting a lot more of the void, like in the pilot. Low-key, the theory that the pilot and episode 9 are kind of going to be reflective of each other is like a legitimate thing. So with that being said, I don't know where I was going with that. I do think if a Pomni quote-unquote death happened, she would not come back right away. I did that as like a silly little gag type of thing, because funny. So if a Pomni death happened, I don't picture her coming back right away. But since I storyboarded it in the part 1, we're just gonna roll with that and assume that maybe she lands on a ledge and can just kind of like hop back up or something. I don't know. It would be funny though, because this means that Pomni probably heard everything. But anyways, that's how I think a Pomni death would realistically happen if it did happen. And I don't think anyone's gonna die. I don't think anyone will legitimately die. And the only reason I explain why I think a Pomni fake out death will happen, click video, please, for the love of my sanity. Click and watch that theory vid. Could you imagine Pomni being in the void and just like on some kind of ledge or like hanging on, being like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm literally still here, please help me. And then everyone immediately running to like help Pomni up, paralleling the pilot. The concept of Pomni falling into the void and then landing on a ledge being like, whew, it's okay, I'm okay. But then hearing like Jax's loud sobs and being like,
hold on a minute. Let me just wait a minute. Let me just sit this one out for a minute.
Pomni, little stinker. I want that. I'm sticking with like nosy Pomni trying to get Jax to actually, like, it's not intentional her falling into the void, but her just like waiting it out, being like, hold on, I need to see this. Kind of getting that vulnerability out of Jax. Dude. And I do explain this in the other theory video, but I'll briefly touch up on it here. This puts Jax in such a spot, right? Because now he can't get himself out of this. He has just sobbed in front of everybody. And Pomni, being the nosy little stinker that she is, heard it all. So he's not gonna charisma his way out of this. He's gonna have to open up and admit that I care about you and everyone else in this circus in the slightest. And quite frankly, I think that for a brief moment, Jax would try and put on the mask and be like, oh, I actually don't care. But then he would just cave immediately because 1, there's no point, and 2, he would feel so many emotions with Pomni coming back that I don't think he'd be able to, I genuinely don't think he'd be able to fake it. Rambling over, storyboard segment, go!
Guys, what are you doing?
Pomni! How? What? Where were you?
Well, I was in the void, but I managed to catch myself on a part of the broken infrastructure before I floated off too far, so here I am. Yeah.
Oh, we thought we lost you, Pomni.
We all were so upset.
I'm so glad you're still alive. After Jax's reaction, we thought that you had...
Yeah, I know. I heard everything when I was in the void.
Well, what you were hearing was Ragatha. Ragatha was absolutely... she was absolutely torn up at the thought of... You couldn't have come any sooner?
I think it's best that I didn't. It got you to finally show a human emotion.
You're a little devious, aren't you? Maybe you are evil. Don't ever do that again, Pomni.
And I'm ending it here because I have no idea what else would possibly happen at this point. Yippee! I don't need it to be longer. Yeah. Okay. You're welcome. You get a part 2. Don't ask me for a part 3 because I don't know and I'm not gonna try to know. I didn't even want to know a part 2, but here we are. A little bit of everything all of the time. A little bit of everything all of the time.